at me for cutting it off. It's been 6 years, man.
She's still mad at you because of what?
Because I cut the hair. Or more to the point that I'm not letting it grow back.
Well, at least you didn't cut the hair that bleeds.
All the hair bleeds.
Hope you don't mind, but we still got 2 minutes.
Funny how it peeks to the front. And then I got this opening here, like I've been wearing headphones all night. But it's just, for some reason, this hair is growing down and this hair is growing up. It is what it is, man. We got 2 minutes, he says. Get your snacks ready, bro. Bro, get your snacks ready, bro. Bro, I said snacks. Get them ready. Snacking. He said it's crazy. Baby. Ooh. So listen to the lyrics of that song. That guy's talking a lot of truth.
Well, what would we want with truth?
Apparently nothing. I'm starting to get tired of fighting for reality. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start enjoying watching the decline of civilization.
I don't know how you're going to do that, because I can't really see too much civilization as it is.
I see it. It's just not what's prevalent.
I don't know. Most of what I'm seeing is not very civilized.
I see a lot of civilization, but I hang out with the right people, and I don't look for trash.
Oh, there is that. You found me without looking.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that,
You see, I'm environmentally friendly. I'm recycling. You.
That works. Well, I do recycle constantly. I recycle beer.
The water. I recycle the water in the beer.
Yeah. I do
Oh,
my
man,
best.
I forgot to get a bottle of Jameson. Scheiße. I have the Jameson orange. I should probably drink that just to get rid of it.
Well, I've got Canadian Mist, vodka, and beer and wine, and I've been, kind of switching back and forth between them.
Well, I usually I pick up a couple bottles so I have some around when it's on sale. I try and get it when it's on sale. I don't ever want to pay full price. I don't go to the liquor store. I get it at Fred Meyer. I mean, it's obviously not top shelf alcohol if it's for sale at Fred Meyer. So I get it at Fred Meyer when it's on sale for $20 a fifth. I'm just like, perfect. That's a good price, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sure that after taxes it's like $25.
Oh yeah, easy.
Tax and the store tax and the sales tax and the I'm gonna go have fun tonight tax.
Yeah. Yeah, they tax you every way they can. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Ridiculous.
Abolish the IRS, man. Flat tax, organized by the state per state, anywhere from 10 to 15%, depending on the state. States with high population could go as low as 7. States with low population cap out at the 15. I mean, I'm not stupid. I understand that these states need money to run, but they don't need to keep us indebted in slavery our entire lives to do it.
Yeah, and then states like Arkansas, Mississippi, Kentucky, that could be 30% because there's not that many people working.
No, 15%.
Yeah, I was just joking. Anyway, so how
about if you can't prove you're working, 50%.
There you go.
instead they go get a goddamn job.
Well, a lot of them probably do, but it's like my some of the people that I hung around with in Kentucky. They had their tobacco patches and they had their cornfields, and they would
Okay.
sell the tobacco and the corn, but that wasn't considered a job. It was a sideline. It was a side gig. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
But they harvest and refine or whatever and take it to market kind of thing.
yeah,
Oh, neat.
yeah. So they'd go ahead and they'd sell their corn. They'd sell their tobacco, you know, and they'd have their black barns painted and everything, and hang the tobacco up in there and let it dry, and then sell it off.
I heard that's a rough job hanging the tobackies.
I imagine so. Just trying to be in Kentucky in the heat and with the in a black barn, a barn that's painted black in the hot heat.
On purpose.
Yeah, yeah, that'd tear you up. And then
Oh
the
man.
humidity on top of it. Ugh.
And just stinking like tobacco. Oh.
Well, I like the smell of tobacco. I like smoking. I just don't anymore.
Well, that's like I like the smell of marijuana. So I'm one of the few people that when a skunk is dead on the road, I'm like, hey, hey.
Is that skunk weed or skunk?
Right. Someone's dropping. Oh, never mind. It's a death.
Never know if it's life or death that way. Yeah.
When that stuff was still illegal, one winter, my friend was calling everybody he knew to come over to his house to shovel snow up onto his garage roof because the lighting was so hot in the garage, just melting the snow off the roof. Like, you're crazy, man. Why are we gonna do that?
Insulation. That's the key. Anyway, welcome to another exciting episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right.
See,
Wait.
not left, but right.
Wait.
Yeah. So how in the heck has your week been anyway?
Oh, exciting. I've started driving for Uber.
Oh, you have?
Well, technically, it's self-employment because Joanne's truck got stolen.
Her truck got stolen. That's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So the car's wrecked, truck stolen, and the other car, I tried to get it running. It needs a new engine. So
Oh, Jesus.
we're down to one car, so I'm Ubering. Yeah, other than that,
Well, I feel much better. They only stole my spare tire. They stole your whole truck.
whole truck. Whole truck. She's still mad. Madder than a big dog.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. My wife's van, she took to Auburn to have a friend of hers work on it, and they're getting ready to go to California next weekend. They're going to be gone all weekend. So he asked last night, he says, "Did you want me to bring it back tomorrow, or do you want me to go ahead and keep it here?" I said, "Actually, I'd prefer it come on back and everything so we can keep an eye on it, because if you're, especially in Auburn, if you guys are gone, there's a good chance it won't be there tomorrow when Yeah,
Yes, a very good chance, apparently.
yeah. So he's going to bring it back tonight.
They've been stealing that kind of truck for a while now. I thought it was safe, but apparently it's not.
You know what the most stolen cars around here are?
I think there's a Kia challenge going on right now.
That's the one. And what do you think my wife's van is?
It's probably a Kia, but so Joanne had the club on and everything. I mean, I know it's only a hesitation having the club on, but I thought the stick shift would be the biggest deterrent. That or I'd find the car somewhere in the parking lot because it got stolen while she was at work at the super mall or the outlet center or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
So I took a little trip around just to see maybe they wrecked it into a thing or whatever. But no, they got it out of there. So apparently, let's just keep an eye on the news, see if someone takes a ATM out of a store or drives into a pot shop. I recognize that car.
Yeah. Yeah, club doesn't really do that much good anymore for someone that actually steals cars for a living. You know?
Well, it never did back when they first came out either. I have a couple friends that work in the repo business, and they're just like, yeah, club, watch this.
Yeah, wheel puller, off it comes. Put another steering wheel on. Even channel locks.
Not even that, man. Stick a screwdriver in there, turn it hard enough, boom.
Oh, pop the lock.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I was like, I thought that only worked on ignitions. Yeah.
I hate
Clubs
these.
are-
I just hate them. You know, it's not a dislike thing with me. It's an absolute hate.
Yeah, yeah. But all that's going to happen if they actually got caught in the truck, all that would happen is the cop would let them walk away. Our justice system is so broken right now, especially in these democratic states.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's getting worse all the time. You know, so.
Yeah, but it's by design. It's all right. I'm ready. Like I said, I'm having fun watching the collapse of civilization.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not civilized because I don't want to collapse. A nap is okay, but a collapse, no.
People are collapsing. Died suddenly. Google it. Hey, what happened to monkeypox, man? It's like the murder hornets. It just never came around.
Evidently, they can't afford the rents around here. So the murder hornets,
Cheap bastards, aren't they?
yeah, either that or they just decided that they wanted to stay in the upper class areas.
We're the Bellevue murder hornets. Murder hornets, not murder hornets. Murder hornets.
Yeah, there you go. Murder.
Yeah, well, when you meet the Mercer Island murder hornets, you'll be fine.
Yeah, they're too stuck up to stick you. No.
We're from Brown Point. We're golfing murder hornets.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. They got their own club.
Hi, Steve. He ain't there.
No, probably not yet. Let's see here.
Boom.
Nope, don't see him yet. He hasn't said anything anyway.
So,
But
what? Eight train derailments.
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny how things seem to go in groups.
Yeah.
It's not like they can just be one. And derailments are not something that it happens a lot.
Oh yeah, it happens a lot. There's about 1,700 derailments a year.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Not very many of them hit the news.
No, because none of them are important.
Yeah.
Or they're covered up like this one is. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did. Wouldn't be the first time though.
Yeah, I mean, I looked it up. I was like, God, that's a lot of train wrecks, man. That's crazy. Yeah, there's about 1,700 a year.
Huh.
Anywhere from just hitting a pedestrian all the way to derailment, but still.
Well, yeah. So now train accidents, yeah, but derailments, those are pretty major. Now,
derailments are up in the upper 500s, though. There's like one a day, basically.
Kind of makes you think twice about getting on a train,
Well, yeah, because I mean, a lot of those systems that are in place on those trains, especially I guess the commuter trains are probably okay, except for the trackage. But those freight trains, they keep making the cars bigger, and they don't update the tracking as far as being able to hold the weight of these bigger trains. And a lot of these systems have been in place since just after the Civil War. So I mean,
yeah, there is that.
And you can go and you can see train tracks that are still active that look like this, and you're like, man, how does that train do this? If it goes too fast, it's gonna poof. So
yeah. Now on the derailments, though, the question my biggest question is, does that count as just They were backing in, getting ready to drop off a rail car, and like a wheel fell, came off, and so it didn't fall over, but it just came off the rail and sat there.
I
That
don't
would
know. It
be,
didn't have a breakdown on the statistics. It just had derailment numbers.
yeah,
It didn't have these 500 derailments happened because of.
yeah, yeah. I was just thinking about the severity. In the mine, we had derailments, but they were minor most of the time. But there was a couple of times where they were going too fast. They were pushing the cars instead of pulling them, and they went around the corner too fast, and then they went off the rail and smashed into the wall, you know, and that kind of stuff. But most of the time, it was just when they were moving an ore car or something like that, it would come off the track. The track would come loose, and it just so.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering. Wonder how you'd find out the severity of the derailment.
NTSB train wrecks cause, and you'll find out why.
Yeah. Oh, that'll tell you why instead of what.
Well, it should give you breakdowns of what happened.
I might have to check that
I'll
out.
save that for my later show when I'm live. I'll Google it and I'll show people. Look at this is all the shit that goes on still. But yeah, I mean, and people want to blame Trump for the deregulations, but it's like, well, he was just the guy up at the top, where the Senate's the one being lobbied by the railroad people to either deregulate or not create new regulations.
Yeah, and he was only in there for 4 years. I mean, come on, you can't blame him for something. These guys have been around for a couple of hundred.
When Biden got in office, he immediately undid everything Trump did.
Yeah.
Except for that, apparently. Wonder why. He could have immediately got on that. Oh, he had to wait till midterms so he could use, I need to rebuild the infrastructure as one of these great fucking lies to get elected or get his guys elected or whatever.
Well, if there was any sense to any of it, they would go ahead and they would consider limiting the rail companies on what they can do at a time. They'd put more into the trucking and less into the trains until the rail system was upgraded, because the United States actually has one of the worst rail systems in the world.
All the promise of the bullet trains that never came true.
Yeah, because they won't actually do the maintenance and the upgrades on the tracks themselves, so that they'll never get a train going 200 miles an hour because they'd fall apart at about 60. Where Japan, man, they got their bullet train, and Europe, their bullet trains and everything. They're out there every night checking those rails and making sure that these rails are in good shape. They got the grinder out there making sure everything's flush, there's no flaws, and but the U.S.
Hey, we can send money to Ukraine.
Yeah, we can spend all kinds of money on shit that ain't doing us a bit of good.
Oh, they're keeping Biden out of jail, so I guess that's all right.
No. I think he ought to be, I don't know, right there in the cell next to Fauci.
No, I think they should all lay face up on the bench of the guillotine and watch inevitability.
Yeah, well, you're a little more violent than I am.
I think that's what they understand. They only understand violence.
Yeah, well, I think that gets them out of the punishment part of it. That puts an end to it.
I'm not interested in punishing them. I'm just interested in change.
Oh yeah, change would be good.
You want to punish criminals, not these. I mean, they're eugenists, so
still criminals. But either way.
Yeah, no, putting them in jail does no good. Ending them doesn't change anything, because I'm sure there's a replacement for them right now. But if you end them in public, maybe burn them at the stake, then maybe people will be like, Maybe we shouldn't do what he did.
There you go with that whole barbecue thing again. Now, Mr.
telling you,
Steve,
man.
he actually is here now.
I think maybe I was alive in the time of witch burnings. Burn them, burn them. What happened, Steve?
Well, hi, Steve. How you doing?
It's about time you got here, Clubfoot.
Yeah, he says I'm here, just tired, and that's on Mixcloud. On YouTube, he says here, like we did a roll call.
Wait, we got two Steves listening?
No, just one, but he either went to Facebook first or he went to. He says he's doing good. That's a good thing.
Good.
Glad to hear it, dude.
Bring back burning at the stake.
Yeah, I don't know because they might misinterpret it and start burning steaks. I like mine, medium well, medium rare, right in there. Don't
They want to cover it up.
Huh? Yeah.
A little sauce on it. Salt, throw some salt on it.
Well, get a little sauce while you're eating it.
Yeah, no, we're done. It's over, man. Let's just coast downhill with it. See what goes on. Sit in the back of the bus while the front of it goes over the cliff. So hopefully we can hit the emergency exit. Bye. But we live too close to military bases. We're fine. It'll end for us pretty quick.
Speaking of military bases, I wanted to talk about this last week, but we ran out of time. I was reading this article in April of 2022. The Navy revealed that 3 sailors stationed on the USS George Washington committed suicide within a week of one another. Okay. It drew international concern. And the investigation that followed ruled out the possibility, but supplied no real answers other than highlighting systematic issues. On the 23rd of January this year, a boatman's mate passed away, also a suicide. Let's see here. And that was in Newport News. Woods passed away in a private residence rather than on the George Washington. It turns out that there has been a lot of suicides on this one ship in the Navy, and nobody seems to be able to understand why. And yet, it has to be something with that ship, with the way it's being run, or something.
You mean it's not just the forced servitude?
No, because all the ships are the same as far as that goes, Now, Steve, he was in the Navy, so what do you think, Steve?
Navy, never again volunteer yourself, right?
Yeah, that'll work. But it just struck me as strange that and now this is over the last 2 years that on this ship it's been sailor suicide, and several of them, not just so it couldn't be just an isolated incident, I don't know.
Lots of suicides previous to that? All on that ship? How many over the years? What's the total? What
This
are the
article
numbers?
doesn't say. It does say that there were several. 7 months later, October 30th and November 26th, another cluster of 4 deaths rocked the Navy. This time, Mid-Atlantic Region Maintenance Center. They also ruled these losses as apparent suicides.
But that wasn't on board the ship?
Doesn't say it was, but it had something to do with the ship. The military found the Navy had placed the 4 on limited duty because of various health issues.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So we're not going to say cover up.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder.
I mean, the military is pretty, pretty, pretty rife with suicides. All the branches, people killing themselves.
Well, Steve gave a good explanation as to why. He says it's haunted.
The Washington?
Yep. Well, it could be that it's a racist
Is that
boat.
one of them old wooden vessels?
Could be. I mean, it's a USS George Washington, so maybe it was racist.
Is it one of the old wooden vessels, or is it a newer ship?
I am assuming it's a newer ship because I haven't seen the
And
Navy
it's
in an
not
old
haunted.
wooded vessel.
Only the ones with the masts and the sails are haunted.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because the Titanic, how many times have you seen movies about that and the spirits are walking in and out? Even in Scooby-Doo, they had that, you know.
Well, yeah, and in Scooby-Doo, they showed you that it was all projection. It was a CGI effect. It was a lie, so... And it's funny how in Scooby-Doo, it always turned out to be the rich old dude that was the villain, so...
Or somebody that wanted to be the rich old dude. Because remember the one with Don Adams? You know, that was somebody that was trying to get his fortune and stuff, even though Don Adams was never all that rich. But anyway, yeah, so, but yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Now, this one here, I thought you would really go for.
Is it burning?
Close. This is the Kodak Sassoon heads to auction.
Kodak Sassoon?
Yeah. Okay, this is the world's oldest and most complete Hebrew Bible.
I see.
So half of the Bible, right? Because you had the Hebrew half and then the Greek half.
Third.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't forget the Muslims.
Well, they're not in the same book.
All three of those religions are the Abrahamic religions.
Well, yeah, they're all the same religion.
Abraham passed on to Muhammad, Jesus, and whatever the hell the other guy is.
Yeah. So anyway,
Here's my picture of Muhammad.
the part that I found that was really cool was let's see here. The last time it was bought or sold was in 1929, and it was it was something in 1920. And in 1978, it sold for $328,000. Okay. At auction, what they're thinking it's going to be is between 30 and 50 million. So it lost value evidently because that'd be about $50 in $1978. So, but I took a look at it.
I think it'd be hilarious if someone bought it and burned it.
There you go with that whole burning thing. You little bit of an arsonist here. Anyway,
it's actually true, proven.
Yeah, but I got to looking at it. I mean, there you can see a lot of the pages, and I can't imagine anybody paying that much money for a book that you can't read. Okay, well, it's handwritten in most of it, and it's in Hebrew. And
Every Hebrew.
And some of the lines are pretty faded, So.
Well, it's an old book.
Well, yeah.
So whoever's pretending to buy it is buying it for clout.
Who's clout?
Stupid clout, but whatever.
Who's clout?
Clout's the guy that pretends that he has things.
Well, I can pretend I have things. I just,
Then you're clout. He's buying you the Bible.
Don't I wish? Now I ain't got anything that's worth that much, and really don't want anything that's worth that much. I mean, you know,
That thing isn't even worth that much. That thing's worth about $5.
maybe that much. But no, because it took somebody a lot of time to make all those little squiggly marks with a pencil. You know.
You know that person that took that time? Yeah, he's dead. He doesn't care.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This explains a lot about you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It says here, space travel influences the way the brain works. Now, you have been so spaced out for so long, that explains a lot of your functionality.
We're all traveling through space.
Well,
Right
there is
now,
that. Yeah.
we're going to pretend we're not because we're all on one ship. But, you know,
You were being bused to another neighborhood.
I like being spaced out. It's better than thinking about what's going on. I like to just watch and not have to think. So I guess I'm one of those new people. I'm a transhuman.
Well, I like to think. I just wished I knew how to do it right.
Is there a right way to think?
Well, I don't know.
Apparently, we're thinking the wrong way because we like to be nice and be funny and be good, and so we're poor. Whereas the people that think we should kill lots of people with bullets are the ones that are rich.
Or in prison.
No. The people that commit genocide are rich and ruling the world.
Yeah.
People that are abstractly shooting people go to jail for a week.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. Now, let's see here. Kind of like the writing on my birth certificate.
On your receipt, your sales receipt.
What's a slatee? SLATEE. Yeah, well, that's what Steve said was kind of like the writing on my birth certificate on the slatee. I don't know what a slatee is. You know. Anyway.
Your birth certificate is more like a receipt.
Well, I don't know. All the ones that I've got since I was born have been pretty much a bill.
Yeah, mine says receipt. Issued by a bank. Interesting.
That could be too. Oh,
No, it is.
He wrote.
I don't know. You're about 100 years older than me, so yours might not be issued by a bank. But for anyone born after 1955, a birth certificate was issued by the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, well, he says slate. He goes slate. Sheesh. Anyway, that could be because when he's about as old as I am, almost, and so ink was just I don't even know if ink was born yet. I think we were still writing with charcoal and berries.
You were still spitting around your hand. That's my signature.
Yeah. Get drunk, fall on the fire. You got the charcoal on your hand. You put it on the wall. Okay, signed it. But no,
so if you do the charcoal palm, the next person's going to have to spray the thing so that the palm is outlined. That way you have two different signatures. Otherwise, it'd be like, he wrote 2 checks, he's failing.
Now, when I was younger, yeah.
I know he doesn't have the clamshells to cover that.
But I got to thinking about it the other day because, again, now they're starting to do all these shootings even more and more and more, mass shootings constantly, right? And I cannot believe that individuals could be so stupid and just completely nuts to where they're going to go out there and just for some dumbass reason start shooting a bunch of people and then shoot themselves. You know, what they should do, if that's the kind of person they are, what they should do is go out there, find the group of people, and then shoot themselves, and then shoot everybody else.
Well, I guess sometimes they take out the wrong people before they take themselves out, but sometimes they take out the right people. Get rid of two assholes with one mass shooting.
Yeah.
Sorry about the other four.
Yeah, and
Lateral damage.
yeah, well, it just doesn't seem right to me. If I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say that chances are somebody is telling them that that's what they need to do in order to protect somebody else that they care about. You know, they got something on them some way or another. You know, because I cannot imagine somebody actually planning on going out there shooting a bunch of people and committing suicide. You know, if you're going to do that, commit suicide and then go out there and get everybody.
Nah, go get the asshole that made you mad. That way that guy doesn't make everybody else mad.
Yeah. If you're going to kill yourself, just do it and call it good, you know? Don't.
Nah, man, if you're gonna go out in style.
Yeah.
Give us some entertainment. Let us watch the news cycle. Let us see the mass shooting that you are.
Okay.
I mean,
Anybody out there listening, okay,
infamy.
give us your opinions. Call in 253-254-6664.
These people are looking for infamy. They don't want to be famous. They want to be infamous. That's why they do this.
Well, I'm infamous.
But if I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say that these people that are very disturbed are online and people are talking to them online, pushing them in the right direction.
Yeah, that I believe too. Yeah.
Because how does some kid that's 17 years old working at Wendy's have, $15,000 worth of guns and ammo?
Well, mommy and daddy, you know.
But they didn't know about it?
How many parents actually pay attention to their kids nowadays?
Hopefully none. And see, that's another thing. They should start at home. They should homeschool their kids. That way, when the kid goes to shoot up a school, the right one will be shot up.
Yeah. Nah, I just don't think it's right. Let's hear. Oh yeah. Did you hear about this one? A 1,000-pound meteoroid hit Texas.
How did they know?
Well, they found it. It says the atmospheric fireball fell near McAllen, Texas this week. NASA experts say the angle and speed entry of the object, believed to be 2 feet in diameter, as well as a weather radar imagery, are consistent with other natural occurring meteorite falls. Meteorites arrive on the Earth's atmosphere and hit the ground are known as meteorites. Woohoo! Who knew? But yeah, so Texas finally got another one. And
So if they're not coming in the atmosphere to hit the planet, they're meteor wrongs. But when they do land, they're meteorites.
Right.
Okay. So they have rights and I don't, is what you're saying.
Well, that's what everybody says. You and I have no rights.
Just left.
Yeah, we have no rights. Only the criminals and politicians. Well, I guess that's the same thing. Anyhow, only those people have any. Yeah, only those people have any actual rights.
Higher echelon criminal. Watch out. Higher echelon criminals
Yeah.
are called politicians.
Oh,
See, if you want to become a millionaire committing genocide, just run for office.
Let's hear. Steve says, kind of like writing on my birth certificate. Oh, okay, then back to that again. He says, no, not this time, dude. He said it was a balloon. No, there's been a lot of those suckers going around too here lately.
It's all a distraction. They just don't want you to know that they're lying to you about helping America while they're sending all the money to Ukraine. It's kind of funny. It's like Zelensky has Biden over a barrel, just like Biden had that other guy over the barrel.
Yeah.
Because you can put it side by side. Biden went to fucking Ukraine, said, "Hey, get rid of this guy before he prosecutes my son, or you don't get any money." And now Zelensky's been implemented, their little puppet dictator. So he comes here and he says, "Hey, I need another billion, or I'm going to tell everyone your problems."
Yeah, could be. But yeah, the balloons and everything are just.
There's no war in Ukraine.
Well, nah, I disagree there. I've seen videos of the impacts and stuff. So.
I've seen pictures, and I've seen some video, but I haven't seen war in Ukraine.
Well, why don't you go over there and take a good look around, and then come back and report.
I don't need to go over there. I don't give a shit what happens over there, except for the American tax dollar going over there.
That's my big problem. But it's not just Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Fine, if they want to put money into Ukraine, I don't really care. But take it from somewhere else, not from us. They're spending enough money outside this country to doing everything else for everybody else. So why not just take the money they're already spending and just redirect it to Ukraine and quit supplying those guys?
End all foreign aid. Just end it. And pull out of NATO, pull out of the WB and the IMF.
First of all, they can't really do that. They can't really do that.
What? Yeah, they can.
No, because especially with NATO, because that is a community. It's kind of like a co-op, a grain co-op.
Fuck NATO.
Yeah.
But NATO is a money suck for the American taxpayer.
Oh yeah, there is no doubt about that. Because we're about the only ones actually paying our full share, and then we have to cover everybody else's too.
Yeah.
But
so pull out of the Paris Accord, pull out of all that shit. That's just huge money sucks for no fucking reason.
I do believe that we ought to get rid of most of the foreign aid though, and start aiding the U.S.
Why do we still send billions to Israel?
I don't know. Seems to me like they got enough of their own.
People need to quit paying taxes.
Well, there again, I disagree there, but I don't know. If anybody else has a opinion, though, go ahead, call in 253-254-6664.
253-254-6664. Do it. Call. Do it. Text.
Yeah.
Do it. Get online. Tell him how bad of a person I am for saying the shit I say.
And even if you're listening to the rebroadcast or the recorded version of this, you can still call that number 24/7 and leave a message. You can text it, whichever way you want to do it. And give us your opinion. We'll read it next week.
We're not afraid to hear from you. You can't hurt my feelings. I don't have any.
Well, not true.
I'm a sociopath.
When it's running down his leg, then he has feelings. Yeah. You feel better.
American people have been educated to be ignorant. We've been conditioned to be complacent. We have the government that we deserve, and we choose not to fix that. That's on us.
It's not on me.
It's on all of us.
No, because anything I do wrong is your fault because I'm inexperienced and you're not.
It's all of us. I mean, but you're doing the perfect American impression. Push the blame. Go somewhere else.
See? Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's someone else's fault.
I'm inexperienced.
I'm just going to vote for the lesser evil.
Yeah. And the problem is you're still voting for evil.
Yes, but it's my team. These guys are my team, so they're good guys. They don't do all the bad stuff you're talking about. Only your team does all the bad stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
People are so so blinded by that sportsmanship mentality for their party.
Yeah.
They worship murderers and rapists. It's no different than football.
There's definitely issues, I'll tell you that. No doubt about it.
Yeah, we gave up our civic duty. We deserve what's happening. That's for sure. But, you know, I've come to accept it. Now I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, it's nuts. So,
Hard to say what's going to happen first, though. Civil War or World War III, probably both at the same time. Because if Trump gets elected, I'm pretty sure Civil War will just happen.
well, I'm at this point. I'm beginning to think that a world war would be a kind more of a civil war because everybody's picking sides: the North and the South, the East and the West, the Republicans, the Democrats. It's all, you know.
Too many sides to choose from. I'm going with the koalas. Me and the koalas. You and your syphilitic ass, get out of here.
Well, I'll go with the Penguins because they have shit parties.
They do have shit parties. Huge ones.
Yeah. So might as well just go with that. You know?
I like the koalas because they live in a warmer kind of environment.
Yeah, well.
Penguins are out there in the cold, man. But they got tuxedos.
Yeah, they're snappy dressed.
Oh, that kind of gray suit with the tie stripe.
Yeah. The cummerbund.
Yeah, it's fun though. Like I said, I'm enjoying watching the collapse of civilization. It's the 24/7 updates on social media keep you right on top of it.
Yeah, but you have to look at it first. So that's where I'm kind of falling through because I have actually lost so much interest in any of it. You know, it's just there. If I don't see enough jokes, you know, that are actually funny, then I just don't look at. You know, I call it good for the day. You know.
I watched. I was watching some YouTube, and I was scrolling down through some videos, and I saw these. They got these new videos called shorts, I guess, because people's attention span is only about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm watching these things. It's like it's over. There's not the goddamn. These people are so worse than goldfish, man. I can't stand those 1 minute little blurbs of shit. I gotta
see, it takes me about that long to actually get into it. You know, to get to where I actually want to, see it. You know, okay, so what's going on here? You know, 10 seconds. You know, I mean, shit. To me, that's. I just looked out the window and back again. You know.
10 seconds.
School, that was about the case.
Are you getting to the point yet? 10 seconds. 10 seconds, and you got to the point, and your video ends. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I just can't do it, man. But that's probably because I'm old, you know.
Yeah, I tend to watch the 2 and 3 hour shorts and videos and movies. a 2 hour short.
Yeah, 2 hour short and a 3 hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually get the half hour commercials, you know.
I like the stuff about Egypt lately. I think there was a civilization that was here. I don't know if they were alongside the Egyptians or not. I think they were here thousands of years before the Egyptians were. The Egyptians just found that stuff and took it over.
Actually, I was reading...
perpetuating the lie that the Egyptian culture were the pyramid builders.
I was reading a article the other day. I wished I could remember some of the details on it. But they were talking about, there was a more advanced civilization prior to the Egyptians and the Aztecs and all that. All of them came afterwards. God, I wish I could remember some of the specifics, though. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're starting to point to a huge cataclysm, and they're looking at a lot of these monolithic structures and seeing that there's a lot of similarities between the builds on all these different continents. So I mean, it's not hard to believe that an advanced civilization, someone that's advanced enough to build stuff like that, it could easily be global.
Well, don't forget, back in the day, there was supposed to be only one landmass, and everything continental drift separated everything out. You know, so
Pangea.
well, that I mean, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, they found bones on this continent and on Europe, so
Yeah,
they couldn't swim from there to here. So how did that happen?
they got little tiny arms, can't swim.
Yeah, and unless their flatulence managed to jet them across that fast, then I don't think that happens.
Only cows fart, man.
Yeah, well, considering how good they taste, I'll allow it.
Yes, I let my dinner eat my salad for me.
Yeah, yeah. My food eats your food. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
Bleh. Man, now I want a steak.
That's what I had for breakfast. We had a couple of pieces of leftover
Steak?
steak. Yeah, well, we had leftover steak, about 2 pieces, about like so. And so I went ahead and I cut them up and fried up some potatoes with some onions and threw those steak in there. And then went ahead and made some scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese over the top of it and English muffin. And it was good.
All I had was a huge breakfast burrito, man. Scrambled eggs and refried rice, and a little bit of cheese and some bean. Very good. The best part was I didn't have to make it.
Yeah, well, I've been eating breakfast sandwiches on work days, so
Yeah.
yeah. Except I don't like them in the microwave, so I still go ahead, like the ones we got now have bacon and the cheese and the egg,
Yeah.
and they're on a croissant bun.
Are they frozen?
Yeah, and
So
but
they're kind of like the AM PM one.
I don't really know. I haven't been into an AM PM in a long, long time. But I go ahead and take them out of the wrapper, but I can't put them in the microwave. They're just so I take them out of our freezer at night and leave them in the refrigerator so they thaw out. And then in the morning, I'll take the bacon and the and put it in the pan and cook it that way so it's completely cooked. And they do the same thing with the egg and the butter the bun, and throw that on there so it gets grilled, and then I'll put the cheese back on there and put it all together and eat it. Yeah, but I can't stand it just microwaved, just that. So,
It's because the bread was bad.
huh?
It's because the bread's bad.
No, the bread is
I
fine.
with bread.
I like croissants, but I like English muffins better, and I prefer the breakfast sandwiches with the sausage patty and the egg and the cheese and all that. But again, I don't like them in the microwave. I put them in the pan and cook them up. It's
Yeah,
faster than.
the bread goes bad in the microwave for me.
Yeah, but I do.
Because it gets all soft.
Yeah.
And then it becomes hard and chewy.
Well, to me, the cheese melts too much. The meat isn't hot enough. The egg gets too hot, and the bread you can't even hardly hold, and it's all wet and squishy.
You're on the air.
Oh, you're live. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
What's going down?
So, what's your plan for the day?
I thought you were going to be here by now. I was bragging that you were going to be on this show with me, but you're not here.
Actually, I was just going to tell you, I got to just put my clothes in the dryer and way up in the next 20 minutes.
Well, you should probably put your clothes on, not in the dryer, so that when you come here, you're not. Well, you know what? Come without clothes. Come without clothes.
Well, I mean, I'll do without clothes. Who are you doing the show with?
My buddy Gary for Rubber Chicken Radio. This is You Must Be Joking, right? And we do this alternating Sundays and Mondays because Gary has an alternating work schedule where I'm a lazy shit and don't have a job.
That must be nice.
Well, I'm a lazy shit too. It's just I'm broke.
Dryer, then I'll be on my way.
All right, Drew. See you soon. Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
And beers. Steve says I had a beer. Thanks for sharing, dude.
Oh, I forgot to tell him to bring alcohol.
Make you famous for a fifth.
Yes, sir.
You're on the air. Oh wait, I called you. Hey, bring a 6-pack.
Okay, I'll stop you today.
Awesome. Love you. Bye.
There you
Now I
go.
don't have to go nowhere.
Yeah, well, I still got to go. I mean, because when when we get done here, my order should be ready. I got to go to O'Reilly's and pick up parts for the truck. Yeah. I decided I was going to go ahead and do the O2 sensor, the shocks, give it an oil change. Yeah, and then I can take it to a shop.
So maintenance, I need to do a tune-up on that little thing. I guess if that's going to be my everyday driver now, I guess I have to do a tune-up on that.
Yeah,
Because I mean, now that we're down 2 cars. I think she should just replace one for her, and I'll drive that thing till it dies.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff done, and then I'll take it to a shop and get them to check out. Because it turns out that the heater, since it's a climate control, it's all into the computer thing, and so I got to take it to a dealer to have them do that. And I figured, well, while you're at it, they can go ahead and do the tapping thing.
We have to reconfigure the Polaris modulator.
Could be. So yeah, but I want to go ahead and get this stuff here fixed because they're going to charge me $2,000 to do the O2 sensor, where I can do it for $60.
Right.
And and then of course they want to do the shocks. That's going to be another $600. I can do it for $200. Well, about a little over 300 because they're like $80 they're $80 a piece.
That's how much he hates spending money, folks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So.
Fuck.
But yeah, so I figure I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll let them have it for the heater and the tapping.
Yeah.
So, although the heater has been working because it hasn't been that cold, it usually just doesn't work when it's really cold out. So,
because the sensor's broken and it doesn't know what to do.
I don't know. It's like last night on my way home. Didn't even hit a bump. I was driving along. The heater was going fine, and then all of a sudden it shut itself off. Count to 3, and it come back on again.
Perfect.
And yet a lot of times, you'll be going along, the heater won't be working. Hit a bump, it'll start. And other days you can go over a freaking washboard road, and it'll never kick on. I think about just trying to run into trees or something to see if that'll do it. Get out, start slamming the doors.
Roll the window up and down.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the garage once. The thing hadn't worked for a week. And I'm going to take my daughter to go do her drum lessons, and she gets in. I got it started, and she gets in on passenger side, closes the door, the heater kicks on. It's like, what the hell? So after that, I started getting out and slamming doors. Well, maybe.
Maybe this will work. Maybe she has to do it. It's only for her.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because it didn't work when me and Steve went to the bar. Remember, we got there and the thing never did kick in.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Steve says I still need to get my truck fixed from when it was stolen. Yeah.
Got a rash of thefts going on. Yeah, man. Kent Auburn area.
Yeah. Not a good idea.
I'm surprised though, man. Took the manual. Gone.
Yeah. They'll steal anything, man. I'm not joking.
I wonder if they just took it for the catalytic converter, but that seems weird to take it. Why not just cut it out right there?
Yeah. It's all done, Beats me.
Like I said, I'm going to keep an eye out and see if it becomes involved in a crime.
Well, so long as it's involved in the crime after you reported it stolen, that would be, It's just a thought, I mean,
Well,
but
it's
yeah,
all about timing at that point.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My wife's van also has an issue, so it's down in Auburn right now. I told you that, but
Yeah.
it's weird because she drove it to the Tacoma Dome, right? And she takes the bus to work and train home, and when she gets back into the van, she can't unlock the door using the key fob. So she has to use the key. No lights, no nothing. She puts the key in the ignition, nothing. No lights on the dash, no anything. I mean, it is black in there, right? So I have to go pick her up. Well, actually, there was three times she took the bus home. And then I just swing by here, pick her up, and take her down there. But I'll take the jumper cables, and I'll go ahead and I'll hook it up and let the engine, run for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. Get in there, crank that sucker right up. As soon as I hook it up, the alarm comes on. And but it's done that several times. And then she'll sit there and drive it on home, so it's like a 10-minute drive maybe, and she'll park it. It'll be good for a week, 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden she'll go down there and it'll do it again.
It's like someone's sucking the battery juice while it's parked there.
Except I don't think the battery actually dies. I think there's something that's causing a bad connection between the battery and the car. Like there's a relay or something that's stuck open, and
shaking loose, stuck open, broken. It's broken.
Yeah. So, but as soon as I hit it with the jumper cables, there's usually one spark, and then it just boom, it's ready to go. Except I do have to let it actually charge for about a minute,
Yeah.
and then it'll start right up. But but just touching it and then trying to hit the key won't do it, so.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I have no clue other than, like I said, maybe a relay or there's something in the computer system that's saying no, so that's why it's in Auburn. The guy checked the battery, says the battery's fine, which it should be because we bought it last year.
Right.
So it was a new battery. But if it keeps doing this, I don't know how good it's going to be next year. So, yeah, so we'll see. Let's see here. Yeah, I got the ticket for running a red light while I was in the hospital. Now, you didn't tell me about that one, Steve. See, this would be a good story, because
we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, because to let everybody know, Steve had gone to the hospital because his toes were black. So he went there, and they went ahead and this was the Auburn General Hospital. So he parks his truck in the parking garage there, and then they take him to the Good Sam's in Puyallup. So he goes in there and he gets his surgery and everything, and then he goes on back, and somebody had stole his truck. Now, evidently, from what he was saying, they sent him a ticket for running a red light because of the automatic camera thing.
Yep.
And he's in the hospital bed getting his foot cut off.
You might be able to, you might have standing in court. You'll be leaning, but you'll have standing.
Yeah. At least he has an irrefutable excuse saying that I didn't do it. I mean, wasn't me. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, that was so bad. I felt so sorry for him. First he goes in and he loses a couple of toes, and he comes out and he's lost his truck too,
Tow truck, son of a.
I still think, though, what he should do is just get rid of that truck and buy something else, because they tore the crap out of it. The ignition switch was all ripped out.
Homeless people had sex in there. Get rid of it.
Well, there was some white powder and a baggie in there, too, So, But yeah. If I were you, Steve, I would just say hell with it and replace the truck. It'd be cheaper to buy a new one than fix it.
That's true. All right, that's been our hour.
Yep.
I got to get prepared for when Drew gets here.
Ah.
So, on that note, it's been another episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right?
So,
And thank you, Steve, for joining us today. And thank you to everybody else that's been joining us. I don't know who y'all are because you didn't say anything.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I can't believe you put up with my vitriol.
Yeah, and his obsession with barbecue.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, barbecue is delicious. At some point during the cremation, the body reaches peak fall off the boneness. All right, I gotta go.
Okay, have a good one. Catch you later.
Bye, everybody.
So long.